Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to unravel the mysteries of prompt engineering.
Ooh, mysteries.
I know, right? Think of it as learning to speak AI fluently.
Yeah. Like you're cracking the code to unlock ChatGPT and Google Gemini's true potential.
Exactly. So instead of just throwing any old question at these AI powerhouses,
Right.
you learn to craft laser-focused instructions to get exactly what you need from them.
It's like the difference between giving someone a vague sketch and a detailed blueprint.
Oh, I like that.
You know, the better your prompts are, the more amazing the AI's creations will be.
Okay, so let's break this down for our listeners who might be new to prompt engineering.
Sure.
What exactly are we talking about here?
Well, to put it simply, prompt engineering is all about giving your AI clear directions, step by step, like a recipe, instead of just like throwing a vague request at it.
So instead of saying, hey, whip up a gourmet meal, you're giving it a cookbook.
Precisely. And that's where the think step-by-step technique comes in. It's really powerful for guiding your AI through complex tasks, breaking them down into smaller chunks.
So it's like we're not overwhelming the AI with a whole project at once.
Yeah,
We're giving it bite-sized pieces that it can digest easily.
exactly. And what's really cool is this approach not only makes things easier for the AI,
Right.
it actually helps us humans understand the process better too.
Interesting. Okay. Can you give us a real-world example of how this think step-by-step magic works?
Absolutely. Let's say you're trying to analyze a complex data set.
Oh, yeah.
Something that might seem really daunting at first.
Like deciphering the stock market. Or like predicting the next viral trend.
Exactly. So instead of getting lost in all those numbers and formulas, you could just tell your AI, analyze this data set for me, think step by step.
And then what? It just magically spits out all the answers.
Well, not quite, but it does something even more amazing.
Okay.
It actually starts by explaining, like, the basics of data analysis. What kind of data we have, what methods are appropriate, and things like that.
Oh, so it's like having a personal tutor walking you through the fundamentals before diving into the complex stuff.
Exactly. Then it guides you through each step of the analysis,
Okay.
breaking down all the tough calculations into simpler ones.
Right.
And it explains the reasoning behind each decision.
So it doesn't just like crunch the numbers. It actually tells you why it's doing what it's doing.
That's right. That's the power of combining think step by step with chain of thought prompting.
Thought.
Yeah, it's like you're asking the AI to show its work and explain its thought process at the same time.
So it's like the AI is thinking out loud, revealing all its secrets.
Exactly. And this transparency is key for building trust in the AI
Yeah.
and making sure we're not just blindly accepting its output.
This is blowing my mind. It's like having a super smart sidekick who can not only solve problems, but actually teach you how to do it yourself.
And we're just scratching the surface. This think step-by-step technique can be used for countless things, from writing code to learning a new language,
Really?
even composing music.
Okay, I am officially hooked. But before we go any further, let's take a quick break so our listeners can soak all this in.
Sounds good.
In the next part,
Yeah.
we'll explore even more mind-blowing uses of this think step-by-step prompting
Definitely.
and how it can totally revolutionize the way we learn and solve problems.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned. You won't want to miss this.
It's going to be good. Welcome back to our deep dive.
I'm ready for more Think Step-by-Step.
I knew you'd be hooked.
So we've seen how it can help us with complex data sets.
Right.
But now I'm curious, how can this be used in other areas?
Okay.
Like, say, coding.
Oh, perfect example. Imagine you're working on a brand new coding project,
Right.
like building a mobile app.
Yeah.
Instead of being overwhelmed by how big it is,
Right. It can be a lot.
you could tell your AI, hey, help me build this app.
Okay.
Think step by step.
So instead of drowning in code, the AI is our coding life raft.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really cool. Okay.
The AI wouldn't just give you a finished app.
Right.
It'd actually walk you through the entire process.
Oh, are?
Breaking it down into steps, like setting up the project, designing the interface, writing the core logic.
So it's like having an expert coder right there with you,
Yeah.
guiding you, explaining each line of code.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And remember, chain of thought prompting.
Oh, yeah.
The AI would even explain why it's doing each step.
Okay.
Like reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
We're using this framework because it's perfect for mobile apps.
That's amazing. So it's not just about writing the code, it's about understanding the best practices too.
Absolutely. It's a game changer for anyone learning to code.
For sure. Or even for experienced coders who want to level up.
Exactly. And this applies to so much more than coding.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, think about learning a new language.
Okay.
Instead of memorizing tons of grammar rules and vocabulary,
Yeah, it's the worst part.
you could ask your AI to guide you through a conversation step by step.
Oh, explaining the sentence structures and word choices along the way.
So it's like having a personal language tutor who breaks down the complexities and shows you the logic behind everything.
Precisely. And the key is to give clear and concise instructions, just like giving directions.
The more specific, the better the results.
Exactly. So instead of just summarize this article, we'd say, read this article, find the author's 3 main points, and write a short summary.
Okay.
Think step by step, and tell me why you're taking each step.
I see. So that level of detail helps the AI give a really insightful response.
Yeah. It's like having a super helpful assistant who not only does the task, but also explains the reasoning behind every action.
Okay, so we've seen think step by step for data analysis, coding, learning languages. Is there anything it can't do?
Well, like any tool, it has its limits.
Right.
It's not magic, and sometimes other techniques might be better.
I was hoping you'd say that it'd be a little too good to be true otherwise.
Yeah. It's important to know the strengths and weaknesses of each approach.
Makes sense.
But for things with a clear process or steps, think step by step is super powerful.
So it's like our Swiss Army knife of prompting techniques. We got to choose the right tool for the job.
Exactly. And that brings up a key point.
What's that?
We need to learn to think step by step ourselves.
Oh, interesting.
It's just as important as teaching the AI to do it.
You mean if we can break things down into smaller steps in our own minds,
Yeah.
we'll be even better at guiding our AI?
Exactly. It's all about boosting our thinking and using AI to help us understand and solve problems better.
This has been so insightful, but before we wrap up,
Yes.
I want to make sure our listeners know where to learn more about this.
Of course. The source for our deep dive today is Deborah Brada-Prusak's blog.
Okay, I've heard of them.
It's packed with insights, examples, and tips for mastering Think step by step.
And other cool techniques, I bet.
Oh, definitely.
I can't wait to check it out. I think it's time for a quick pause so everyone can catch their breath.
Sounds good.
Get ready for the final part of our journey.
Looking forward to it.
We'll be back soon with some closing thoughts
And a challenge to get you thinking creatively.
about how to use Think step by step to unlock your own potential.
Absolutely.
We're back for the final part of our Think step by step deep dive.
The grand finale.
I don't know about you, but my brain is buzzing with possibilities.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We've come so far from seeing AI as this mysterious thing
Yeah.
to actually understanding how to use its power.
Right. For learning, solving problems.
All sorts of stuff. You know, one thing that's been on my mind?
What's that?
The potential of this technique for research.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine tackling a big research paper,
Uh-huh.
but without all the stress and late nights.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. So instead of staring at a blank page,
Yeah.
we can tell our AI, help me research the impact of social media on mental health.
Okay.
Think step by step and explain your reasoning for each step.
Like having a personal research assistant?
Exactly. It could guide us through brainstorming questions, finding good sources,
Yeah.
structuring our arguments, even writing compelling narratives.
Could be like having a professor whispering research secrets in our ear.
I love that image. It's like think step by step unlocks all these doors for research, learning, even creative exploration.
I totally agree.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today,
Okay.
what's the main takeaway for our listeners? How can they use this think step by step mindset?
Well, the first step is simple. Start thinking in steps yourself.
Okay.
Break down your goals, your challenges into smaller pieces.
It's like we're making a roadmap, but instead of just the destination,
Right.
we're actually mapping out each step of the journey.
Exactly. Then you can start using Think step by step when you talk to your AI.
So whether it's research, learning a new skill,
Uh-huh.
even just getting through your to-do list,
Yeah.
this technique can be really helpful.
Absolutely.
And the more we practice,
Right.
the better we get at making those clear, insightful prompts.
It's like learning a new language. The more you use it,
Yeah.
more fluent you become.
I like that analogy. And the rewards are huge, right?
Oh, yeah.
By mastering Think step-by-step prompting,
Mm-hmm.
we can unlock the true power of AI, turning it from just a tool
Into something more.
into a partner in our learning and growth.
Well said.
And before we go, we have to remind everyone about the source of our inspiration.
Of course, Deborah Brada-Prusak's blog.
A gold mine of prompt engineering wisdom.
Tons of practical tips and examples to get you started.
So head over to his blog, jump into the world of prompt engineering,
Yeah.
and start unlocking the power of AI for yourselves.
The possibilities are endless.
That's it for our deep dive, folks. We hope you've enjoyed the journey.
Thanks for listening.
Now go out there, think in steps, and conquer the world with AI.